Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. In today's live stream, we're gonna discuss about my first ever PCB. So I'm just waiting for audio and video confirmation. So hopefully once that happens, I'll know whether the system is working or not. Well, it's still waiting. The stream is active, everything is active, but okay. I think the YouTube has fallen back to the old system of 20 seconds of lag. Okay. Well, it's still waiting. The stream is active. Okay, so sorry guys, but apparently YouTube has gone back to the old system of 20 seconds of lag between what I say and what is get transmitted. So I do apologize for that. I have to pre-plan like 30 seconds before. Okay, Victor, temp can be decreased by using solar radiating panel. What about solar radiating panel? There is no solar radiating panel that will allow you to cool down. You may be talking about sky cool panel. That is completely different. What about humidity? Humidity does not affect the solar panels that much because they are sealed properly. If done correctly, it should not have any effect on it. Will private school college close in the future? I do not know. What if creators of problem if problems never go anywhere? What's the point of life? Welcome to life, my man. That's the problem of life itself. We are waiting. I hope I did not guys make you guys wait too long. 8 minutes to go. Audio video okay. That's good to hear. Max, hello to you. Okay, so let's get the topics going. So this is my first ever PCB that I made, and special shout out to people who helped me in basically live stream, I'm saying Discord. Ravi and one another individual, Shivam, also helped me out. So these two people helped me a lot in order to actually make this damn thing. So this is a PCB. Now, what's the purpose of it? Purpose is I was working on this basically fume extractor. Now, this puppy works as a like a system, but I do want to make it a proper system. Then I realized the biggest problem was the fan controller. I had no control on the fans, and because of the fans that are in that puppy, 7,000 RPM fan, too loud, too heavy in power draw. So I needed a way to control them, turn them on and off, and basically have a way to basically sequentially turn them on so it does not fry small adapters and all that. So this puppy was made. So the idea is very simple. I use logic level MOSFETs to turn one by one or one by one, and I use the place to keep basically a DC to DC step down converter. So idea is you plug 12 volt in, you plug all the fans in, MOSFET gives you on off control over them, basically turning it on and off, and then you can read the tag here, send the PWM signal there, and then you're gonna use a microcontroller like this, let's say ESP32S3, in order to program everything. So that's the idea. Now, so far, I got the PCB 2 days ago. Again, I'm also working on YouTube, so that was taking time. I soldered everything. It is working. Testing is completed. So I'm kind of happy with this. Now, the next step would be to basically making these two puppy make love with each other. This is gonna take some while, but progress is smooth. And my aim is to actually make this sort of a product. I want to make a full product of 4-channel fan controller. Right now, there is no controller that you can buy that is cheap enough. There are some controllers that you can buy for PC, but again, they are only PC. And I want to make a standalone device. That's why I want to go with ESP32. So using Wi-Fi, you should be able to control 4 fans individually while having basically other things also, for example, temperature feedback, things of that nature. Again, I will slowly increase my skill set, increase the complexity of the project as I complete the milestones, and I will share all of that information with you guys. I saw your video for the dongle, and they are saying that it will work, but the comments, everyone saying that it does not work for any luminous inverter. Yeah, another aspect is that while my solar inverter, that's this puppy, solar luminous inverter, in principle supposed to have a dongle, basically IoT dongle, where I should be able to, the dongle name is Luminous Connect dongle. I'm supposed to be able to plug it in and it's supposed to work. Now, I did bought the dongle from third party, again, original dongle from Luminous itself, and plug the dongle. It did not work. I called up the technician and they said that because the place I bought it from did not have return policy. It was cheap enough, so not cheap, I would say. Wasting money is not cheap, but it was not too expensive, let's just say. So I was kind of okay with it. It was like, let's try it, and it did not work. The technician opened it up, like the actual dongle. They opened it up, and the serial number was written on there. And the technician, he was calling to his superior, and the superior simply said, like, bro, this will not work because this is outdated. You need to put a new one. Now, I just called Lumina's customer care. They told me that they don't sell dongle them to call local dealer. They said it is available, but it will be able to tell me on Monday. It will cost around 3,500. Yeah, that's what issue is. Luminous is like, they are like kind of washing hands with this. Is like, yeah, this is not a product that we support. I'm like, I literally bought this inverter for that exact reason, for that dongle purpose, because there was sorry about that. Yeah. There was a inverter that was 3 kVA on 24 volt, because my battery was locked, as in like I already had a battery, so I did not want to burn battery. That would have been a better purchase for me, because that would have allowed to run the jet pump without any issue, and AC without an issue. Because right now, while I can run the AC, I cannot run the AC with other equipments, because the kV rating runs out. Basically, the power of the inverter is not enough. Again, it's not a big deal, because this was my first system, and this is the whole point of it. I want to learn everything about it. And I was like, again, Luminous was a trusted brand. It is a trusted brand, but this behavior is very sad. Whereas, like, dude, like literally, this is from your manual. Like, go to the site. The website itself, it says like it has connection options and all that. So that is a really disappointing thing, that Luminous is actually, they are trolling. They're just trolling. It's like, it hurts. It hurts, but it is what it is. How frequently you need to clean your solar panels? I have not cleaned them once yet. We'll see. Again, these things are also what I'm learning, and I do not think you're supposed to clean the panels regularly or at all. They're supposed to be cleaned by rain. Again, I'm not sure about every single panel, but many of the panels have coatings. So if you keep wiping them, you might ruin the coating that allows them to be protected. So not sure exactly what I'm supposed to do that, but uh, uh, do we not do we that do you think any hope for family structure? No. Okay, so that solar inverter part is the problematic part. However, today morning I was been working, because when I did talk with the technician, I did ask them, can I run my water pump? My water pump is this one. Yeah, it's a very ancient water pump, and I think it's consuming way too much power than it's supposed to. It's supposed to be a 1 horsepower motor. Maybe my father has forgotten, and this is 15-year-old device, and because of the paint, the nameplate is completely obscured. I cannot see anything. I thought I will plonk it out from the motor casing and read it, but like I don't think it's stamped me. It's stamped metal system. So this is consuming 6 amps of power at 220 volt. So that's a lot of power, but it still should be under the watt rating and VA rating of my inverter, but only this, like nothing else should run at that point in time. So with that in mind, I built a intricate system of 3 switches, and this switch puppies allows me to basically, ta-da, this is my solution to it. So the first switch that you see, okay, the first switch you see on the top switch, this switch is a jet pump on and off. The switch below it is the solar inverter switch. Now this inverter switch is just there. Inverter line comes in, and I have a two-way switch. So either it's providing power to the whole house load, or it's providing the power to the motor. There is no switchover, so it cannot be like overloaded. Okay, that's the one switch. Second switch is mains power or solar power only, because again, I do not want to run the jet on the solar itself all the time. So most of the time it will be in the mains position, where the motor will be directly running on the grid. But if power cut happens, which it does happen here quite sometimes, where if you need water, somebody's in the washroom, and then water runs out, and we need to just run the pump at that point in time. So solar, and voila, we'll turn on the and pump runs. And I did run it. There was some light outside, meaning it's raining right now, so it's not very bright, but there was some amps coming from the solar panel, and inverter did not even like beep, nothing. Now, induction motor running current is not that high. It's not an issue. It's just the surge current. The surge current is very brutal. So even with that, it managed to do it. And once the cloud it became very cloudy, and I did test it again, it was like, "Peh," and then it was like, okay, normal. I think it does not like the surge, but I think it can manage it. So I'm not planning to do it every day, but it's more of a backup, emergency backup. So that's why I have like this many options. So that's there. What your daily solar panel output in kilowatt hour? I'm getting few units, like 7 or 8 units per day. Again, that's why I wanted that dongle, so I can actually track everything. Now, one good thing is there, that while this inverter has the interface of like 1950s. It does show every information, like genuinely large amount of information is available, meaning all this information is available, meaning I can see, if I share a video with you guys, you can see like it has a, what is the PV voltage, what is the PV current, what is the PV power as in what, and what is the charging current for the battery, what is the load of the grid, what, like all those information. Like it does take a sweet time, again only two lines are there, it's taking a sweet time, but it does give a lot of information. That's the good part of it. If I'm sitting there in front of the inverter, I can actually read all the data, and I think I have already made like 70 units of energy or something like that. So there's a lot of that. Hmm. Dhananjay, you give too much damn about society. Let it go, man. Let it go. It's, if you do not have the control over it, you do not need to worry about it. That's as simple as it gets. So do not think overthink about yourself about that. Okay, so this was a kind of mixed feeling. I have a mixed feeling about this. Again, the ability to run the water pump, it does give me peace of mind, where it's like, okay, on situations where something bad is happening, especially in summer. Now, like, why I have to worry about in summer? Power cut is brutal in summer here. So in summer is the most likely scenario where are we gonna run out of basically drinking water. So that will not be an issue. That's the point. Surface area covered by your panel. Hey, Code King, I'm not doing that sort of system. I'm not going like measuring anything. It's just four panels, man. It's four panel. I can tell you the panel model number. I'm not doing all of that mathematical system because that's not realistic. Because even if you can calculate all of that, it will be completely different in different location. I have some shadows there, others may not have some shadows. What about dust in your location? Because again, that affects the luminosity, pardon me, the luminance, watts per meter square of the sun. Literally, you can, from satellite, you can measure in this location, and it should show like, let's say 1000 lumens per meter, and not lumens. What was the unit? Oh, let's say 1000 watt per meter square, and the actual panel is receiving less than that. Why? Because there's dust coating on that. So too many variables. So I'm not gonna go over something like this. Is like the only two things that I have to worry about is the cost I spent on it, and is it reliable. Because I have done one thing, I have disconnected the inverter from grid. While it can charge from the grid, that was the easiest way to make sure that I'm actually saving some money. And because I've connected a refrigerator, which is while it's not a big load energy wise, it is a rough load because of the induction motors in rush current. If any of you know any cheap way of taming that beast, like specifically using negative temperature coefficient resistors, do tell me about that. So in that scenario, using basically refrigerators, all the lights, all the fans, and oh, my PC was a big load. All these loads are now literally running on solar. Even though this is a basically backup inverter where it can use three sources: solar, battery, and the grid. The grid is not disconnected. Like I disabled it. I waited for like overnight jump, and it does show. Like that's the good part about the inverter. Inverter does show at current load how many hours to discharge. So it was showing like 17 hours to discharge, and I knew sunrise was like 12 hours from that point. Not even 12, 7 to 8 hours till sunrise. So we knew that it will jump the night, and it did. So sunset to sunrise, it can easily carry over the load only with the two batteries. So we are really happy with that part. So that is working. Unfortunately, when I was developing this puppy, this is not the intended design. We're supposed to use a microcontroller that's supposed to talk with this microcontroller. This is a PC, basically, practically small PC. So a microcontroller is supposed to talk that, because again, communicating with all the functions that you need to control these puppy, it requires two main functions. One is tachometer, another is PWM. PWM is not that hard to do. The PWM duty cycle, the ESP32 can easily do, but the reading of the tachometer signal, it's a very what you call, tedious. So today, and I could not find an easier way of doing it. So right now I'm doing it. I just want to know, does it worth it? Because it's very expensive. Again, worth is dependent on your location. For example, when there is no power, what price I am willing to pay for energy at that point in time? As much as it needs. Again, if you live in, let's say, Ahmedabad, and power never goes out, it's, for most people it's not worth it. For most people, there they will do calculation where it's like, okay, what is the ROI on the system? Again, I do not have that luxury. Power here is bad, and this is one first time in my life where if I disconnect the fridge or have a something that tames the surge of it, I will have I have a UPS. I have an inverter and then I have a UPS. Why I have a UPS? Because power here is so bad. I get 230 volts, 250 volts, 300 volts, 120 volt. Yes, 120 in India. So voltage in my area is very unstable. But when I'm running on solar, it's clean. It's clean. My UPS only makes a sound when inverter, basically the refrigerator's compressor comes on. It's like ting, and then it's like whoa, there was a load, surge load on that. And again, that would not be an issue in future simply because again, once I replace the refrigerator with inverter compressor refrigerators, that will not be an issue because power draw is not an issue. It's just that surge current. So that's why in those sort of scenario, having a solar system is just priceless because again we have spoiled food happening in summer, so in a refrigerator. So that's why for me it's not about ROI, it's about do I have a system of actually getting things done. That's why you have something which is expected to WJ, you are going way too off topic. I wanted to talk about the electronics and stuff and all that, but you are talking about things that I have no control over. It's like think it through, and if you do not have control over it, let it go, man. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. Another aspect is because DigiKey and Mouser, they are two very big electronic supplier, parts supplier, and I did find the ICs that I were looking into them. However, I've been never been this frustrated. Basically, they have payment gateway that says credit card and debit card. I have debit cards, and I use them, and it's like nope. And then I communicated to tech support. They're like, nope, you can only use either wire transfer or basically a credit card. They will not accept debit card. I'm like, okay, wire transfer. Okay, the Mauser's wire transfer is so painful. I could not figure out how to do it because it does not have IFSC code. It's an Indian bank system code that you need to have in order to transfer money. They did not have it. I could not transfer money, and that was a no go. And then I went to DigiKey. DigiKey, thankfully, they had some wisdom and they have a bank. Setup where they had the IFSC code, and I thought, okay, done. I sent the money went to them, then money come back. I was so frustrated and confused. It's like, what the hell, why the heck money is coming back? Because apparently they need a purpose code has to be set to S0101. I have no idea what it is. How does it work? Where do you configure it? I have no idea, no clue, no setting. It's like that was so frustrating. I was so frustrated. I decided, okay. And there have been some other situations also where I had to bug my brother, elder brother, for his credit card. So I decided this is it, and I literally bought this. Basically, a Visa premium card. I have to pay a small amount of fee, 500 rupees per annum, in order to keep this active. And the basically the manager who's responsible for granting cards, he did so thorough investigation in which like how much money you're making, where you're making, and like I had to thankfully the last bank that I used to use, Federal Bank, when they used to I receive international money remittance, it gave me a PDF where it's like, okay, this is the dollar conversion amount and all that. So I collected all of them, printed them out, physically printed them out, and then I was like, okay, I had that and I showed that. Then it's like, okay, share 2 years. I had to share 2 years of income tax return. Only then he was like, oh, okay, okay, okay. You have some. And then he was like, why you're not using Federal Bank? I'm like, dude, I shifted from Federal Bank to Bank of India because again, there is no branch here where I live of Federal Bank, and I wanted to have some ground support in case something goes wrong. So uh, Bank of India, I went to that. So, and then again, he looked into his own basically account setting, and he could not find any transfer of money. So it's like, dude, I opened the bank account, and then he was like, oh, there is page 2 and page 3. I'm like, it's your bank. He did not know that there are multiple pages. So that was an issue. It was like very humiliating. It's like too much. It's like how much money, why do you need it? This is all that, like all that just happened. And when I actually got it, the amount of credit I have is very, very low. Now it's not low because of my earning again. That is not also very swimming, but people have with less income than me have gotten much bigger what you call spending limit. The reason is because I never bought it, never used it. I have zero credit rating. So now I have to actually spend material monies on this and pay them back to build up my credit. It's a new confusing world that I have to now navigate. I have to go through all the documentation and jazz in order to understand it. This is gonna be a folder. But the basically folder came was very nice. You can a big folder came was like so. Now, hopefully, once I have made some progress in the electrical part, I may decide to because this jack that I need for the fans. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the fan jack that you are saying, fan A, fan B, fan C, fan D, those PC fan jack, those are not common jacks. While I can use basically normal header pins, and it does work. The pin gap is standard. It does work, but it's not a proper what you call. Uh, it's not proper mating. Male to female mating is not happening there. So I need that. That is also available in DigiKey and Mouser. So I may not buy the IC, but I may buy the basically physical header, because the people who are helping me, they are also saying that with proper programming, I should be able to bypass that. Maybe not able to basically control everything 5 fans, but 4 fans should be doable, because 4 fan means I need 4 MOSFET channels. 4 MOSFET channels, that takes away 4 pin. 4 tachometer channels, okay, that takes away 4 pins. And then 4 PWM output pin, okay, that takes away. I still have few pins left. Now again, I may want to keep one analog to digital converter pin out for basically the potentiometer, one for potentiometer, another would be for basically I2C bus. So if maybe I will to add stuff like OLEDs and all that, those things need to be done. So this will be the next stage of the process, but I'm very happy, and I'm glad. Like this is the good part of running a channel. People do actually help me. Do you need both MCB and such protector in order to do one job? No, MCB is miniature circuit breaker. I'll give you this. Okay, so we are talking about this. Let me find a screwdriver to current. Okay, screwdriver. Yeah, so MCB is completely different than. Hold on. Yeah, do you need? They do different things. I'll explain that further. So. Okay, so now let's take an example of circuit breaker. Now, pardon, this is circuit breaker. Circuit breaker, how to finish a book completely. Yeah, the circuit breaker's job is it's basically stops over current draw. Basically, this is a resettable fuse, meaning if you have a lot of current draw, meaning a motor, let's say for example, this motor supposed to draw 6 amps while running, and it slowly starts to draw, let's say something bad happens and it starts to draw 12 amp 13 amp. This will basically, it has two way of working. One is overheating, meaning it starts to heat up, then something will release the thermal tweak and it will go fachang. And another is let's say something short happens, something like two live and neutral directly make love to each other, and then it's like hundreds of amp of current being dumped. That will trigger the electromagnetic part of it, and then it's go patang. So that's the job of circuit breaker. Surge is completely different. Surge is like it is there with live line and neutral line and earthing line. So the idea is that if you have any surge from coming from some random place like lightning specifically, or some other equipment that created a way too much surge, the surges are too quick. So MCB does not do much to it. MCB will, from its point of view, MCB can just like, it's not there. It can just pass through it. So that will cause serious damage to your component. Now, surge protector are designed to dump all that electrical load into your earthing. Basically, if you should have a good grounding earthing, and I do not mean earthing that is tied to the ground, earthing that has this something that physically goes to the ground, because again, it may dump enough energy to fry your wires if you do not have thick enough wires. So you do need some significantly thick wires for the earthing part, and it dumps all that energy, and it does not take away basically does not turn off your equipment. Your equipment does not turn off when surge protector is employed. Some do. Some may have a basically trip mechanism where they may trip it, but most do not. Meaning you could literally have lightning, you could have a surge. Surge can come into it. This will basically short all the energy into the earthing. Again, some could short open, or some could short open, short close. Meaning, if they are designed to short close, they will trigger the circuit breaker afterwards. So depending on the design. So these things not supposed to short close, meaning if they have surge protection being used, this window will turn from green to red, but everything will be working and you're supposed to replace it. And if it's a very critical system, then they will use that system where you have synced, meaning it will disconnect it. It will allow you to change things. So they are two different things. Surge protector is more of a like, very random events from happening from random places. And circuit breaker is more of a quick acting fuse and slow acting fuse. Thermally, it's a slow acting fuse. Basically, if you have too much amp draw, it's a fast acting fuse. Do we need to, yeah. How to finish a book completely? When this year started, I think, not this, yeah, I think this year, I started to actually read books, and I finished two books, and was trying to do the third book, but then things happen, life happened. I'm trying to go back to the reading book part again. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it. But again, it's a good thing to do. It does help to figure things out. Um, which skills are safe to be relevant in job market in next 20 years before it's automated? I'm asking because I'm confused about which field to choose for my future career. I do not know. Choose whichever you are passionate about, because if you're passionate about it, and I'm a truly grinding kind of passionate, not just like, oh, I enjoy it. No, no, grinding. You're gonna grind your ass on it. Only then choose that field. So you have some probability of actually being viable for years to come. And again, that AI job takeover will not happen overnight. It will be a slow cook process. And we do not know. We genuinely do not know. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Because here's the deal. I'm old enough where I realized the early days of AI talks were like, oh, everybody's going to become artist and all that. Now nobody talks about it. Why? AI can do images, videos, and songs, music, all that so better, and at such a large volume, that over time it's going to be like completely, all the creative fields are completely gone. Then you come to the uh, software parts and all that. Again, it will not eliminate all the job, it will just reduce it. So instead of, let's say, 500,000 people being employed by Tata consultancy services, TCS, yeah, TCS, Tata consultancy services, they may have just like 50,000. They will reduce that, so that reduction will happen. But the jobs as of now, in next 10 to 20 years, it will be more or less the same. After that it will change, but I do not know how. This is a completely uncharted territory. Nobody has any idea. Nobody has any clue how things work and what's going to happen. This is the first time we ever had that. Like same way before oil was discovered, nobody knew what kind of dangers it caused because nobody had used it. So same way with AI, we do not know. Nobody has any what you call a book where it's like, oh, do this to protect against AI, because there is a genuine point of AI being what we call the last innovation. Because once you have an actual AI, good AI, and it can make other agents of itself, and it can truly improve on it, then you literally cannot provide anything to the company. Intellectually speaking, of course you can provide the physical body, but other than that, nothing else. Boeing Starliners, where astronauts are stranded in orbit on ISS, they cannot come back. How could this be possible? I don't think they are stranded. Delayed, yes. Again, I could be wrong, but I have checked this morning only. So as of now, I know they are delayed for a few days, but they are not stranded. They are checking system. A system is not compromised to a point where they are like, okay, let's not bring it back. It's not happened yet. I could be wrong, but other than that, I do not think that. Can you explain the fact of polarization more in detail? Yeah, I think. But I think I should make a video about polarization part. It's a bit more. It's a bit more complex, so to say. So do you think humanity will collapse? Again, humanity goes through collapses and a boom and bust kind of cycle. It's cyclical in nature. Now question is, how far can we break the cycle? Meaning, if we break the cycle while we are on earth, then we are very fragile. And again, there is a serious risk that we may have caused enough global warming that if we do lose our technological intelligence, so to say, tools, machinery, and all that, we may not be able to survive, because our biosphere now is so messed up that it needs basically what you call brutal amount of technology to keep it alive. So we are in a ugly position where if population collapse happens at the rate that it is going, we may not just like, okay, it caused some discomfort. No, it may cause Mad Max kind of world, because again, we do not have rivers left anymore. And again, blowing up a dam is not an easy thing where so 5 people will go there and dam disappears. It's a very hard thing to do. Dams are very hard to keep intact when you want them, but very interesting. And again, we have boiled away enough things, and we have added enough CO2 in the atmosphere that is gonna keep running the greenhouse effect. And not to mention, people are worried about permafrost, which, if true, the fact that it's gonna be defrosted, decay, and release more methane, which is far more powerful than CO2, then it could run a what we call cascade failure. Meaning, even if we stop all the CO2 emission today, we are still messed up. So in that sort of scenario, even if all the technology falls apart and population collapses, and we just have one religion left, that does not guarantee they could survive long term. Because again, if let's say this happened, right, and CO2 emissions starts to go down, but again, it will not go down overnight. And the amount is there that it still has enough momentum, and God help you if at that time one solar flare happens, poof, done. So it's not a very what you call knowable scenario. We do not know what's gonna be in the future. It's a very murky environment. Let's just put it that way. Have you seen the news? MIT researchers recently say evaporation of water can be due to photomolecular effects. That interesting. I have not seen it. Interesting. I should look into it. I should look into it. Uh, I'm in government job. It gives me security, but it has limits to can anyone make money like business even with being government in a job? I think, again, I do not know the laws, but I think you are allowed to have a second business. You can have second business. Again, I'm not a lawyer. Please check with a lawyer. Can you legally do this? But you should be able to do it. Meaning, and many people have done that. Many people I know have done that where they had a government job and they use the earnings from that to establish a second field. So after the basically retirement, they were like, and some actually took early retirement because the second part was so profitable. So it's like, why deal with the hassle? Just like take the retirement. It should be possible. It should be possible, but I would urge you to check through the contract that you have signed. And yes, government does make you sign contract. They may be on a different name, but basically only the best of the best will survive in the future. No, no, that's the problem part. No, that no longer applies. Meaning, let's say there are 5,000 people who are best of the best survives, but here's the they no longer have the workforce needed to implement any of the changes that needs to be done. Basically, 5,000 brain power. Okay, awesome. What about muscle power? It takes 100,000 like 100,000 people to run our civilization. You don't have that. So that's why it's a very precarious scenario at this point in time. We do not know how humanity is going to go through. And given the stupidity that we are facing collectively, because I have no idea how the heck humanity is stuck on hydrogen. It's like we did this, we built this, we know this one does not work. All the data is there, all the mathematics is done. Heck, rockets companies are like giving up on hydrogen. And we are like, what if we do hydrogen? No, government not allowed for second work. No, no, not work. Yeah, big business. Not work as in like you go and work somewhere. There is a loophole. Like again, you can have what you call mutual funds, things of that nature. So if you're dumping a lot of money into index fund over time, again, let's say you work for 30 years. By the time of retirement, you should have bonkersly large amount of earning coming just from passive incomes. So, and again, I'm not talking about just directly doing job or second job or directly business. You could like literally build apartments, take out loan based on the governmental low interest, and then use that to build properties, then rent that properties out, and then money. Again, there are options. It's not impossible, but again, I'm not the leading expert on that field, so to say. Uh, so yeah, code king part. That part is not as black and white as it used to be, because again, mind is useless without the might. You have mind, okay. Without the might, who is gonna implement it? Like I can scream my out of my lungs. It's like, please do not build any more dams. Please do deconstruct all the small useless and please basically convert all the canals that we have from open top canals to either closed top or basically pipes. Who is gonna physically do it? Brain power does not directly mean you have the what you call oomph in order to get the work done. So it is not as black and white as you might think. Yeah, we are reaching a point where humanity might be far closer to destruction than we originally anticipated. Okay, that was a scary thought, but it is what it is. Thankfully, I have no investment in the future, so it does not matter too much to me. I have made my peace with it. It is what it is. If it works out, awesome. Does not work out, not too much to lose. So, heck, at this point in time, and literally my biggest headache is that I have another court date on 10th June, I think. No, 10 July. 10 July, I have another court date, another mediation. I'm like, God damn it. I really am frustrated with the judges, like new judge. Yes, I'm going for court for so long that judges are being replaced. And the new judge is like, the mediation has to happen in front of him. First, you will not be sitting in there. Second, what does that mean that it has to be in front of me? What the hell that means? Like, are you honestly saying that all the judges that were before you were stupid? Or like, do you not trust you again, I'm not doing it. My opponent is not doing it. They're doing literally in the court area. It's like, what the hell? That was like really frustrating, so to say. Why do you think hydrogen is just to extract tax money from contractors? tax money for contracts, maybe. No, but I think it's genuinely stupid. How realistic is TV show for all mankind? Nah, no, it's not realistic. See, anything that you are seeing science fiction is always science fiction, because nobody is gonna sit down. We think, for example, this way. Think in this way. NASA needs to have a plan, right? They are asking for options what to do with Mars sample return mission. Okay, they have to pay a lot of money just so people can sit down and create a plan what we could do. Millions of dollars have to be spent just for people sitting down and coming up with an idea with CGI and all that. Nobody is doing that for TV shows. Nobody is doing that for movies or novels. Again, they could hire some consultants to like touch it, but it won't be as detailed as it needs to be in order to be like, this is how we can do it. So this is the whole point. How will win the course case? Let's see. Let's see the court case. I'm bored at this point in time. Like it's more of a irritating and slowly grinding that's bothering me rather than the case itself. It's like very frustrating. Uh, your thoughts on Surge, modern day Marxism philosophy? Yeah, I'm done with those. Ironically, I am a philosophy, psychology, and sociology student. I've given up on those things. Those things have like too little what you call, they have too much chaos factor, meaning you can keep getting lost in okay, what if this, what if that, what if this, what if that. It's like it has no concrete thing that I need. Like I like this sort of concrete things where it's like, okay, this is what you do, this is how it works. And all the variability, while it has 10 billion variabilities, it's kind of abstracted away. You do not have to worry too much about it. Philosophy, psychology, and sociology, these sort of things, they are very, what do you call, messy, so to say. And again, I no longer appreciate those sort of mess. Again, I understand nuances and all that, but it's sooner or later it comes to the core fact that humans are not perfect creatures, so we cannot build a perfect system. It always comes down to that essence. We are not perfect, we cannot build a system that is perfect. So keep going in circle and circle. Did you print cup or purchase it? That image? Oh no, no, it's a purchased cup. It's a purchased cup. It's a purchased cup. Cup the government is allowed a second job or a sure. Yeah. So that timeism is a good philosophical concept. Good for you. If you find it good, good for you. Again, I'm out of it. Basically, this is my phase of letting things go, and I mean truly letting it go. Meaning, it's like I do not need to increase my blood pressure for things that I do not control. It's like it's a fun, and like I have to make it into what we call scientific curiosity, where it's like I want to understand why did that happen? Why did humanity fall for hydrogen again? And again, first time it was not a mistake. First time it was genuine curiosity. We did our work, we did our studies, we built it, and then we were like, okay. But second time, why did it happen again? And the best explanation I have as of now is what we call argument from authority. There is no other reason why the heck this is happening. And again, this hypothesis, argument from authorities, was proven correct when I was in the scale conference, and there a professor literally said that, do you think you know more than them? And it's like, that's not an argument, that's argument from authority. Like either you don't know, then say I don't know. If you know something, let's talk about it. But saying that you think they do not know this is like they do not know, nor they care. Like for example, engineers working in Hyperloop, they knew for a fact, I can guarantee you, they knew for a fact that it would not work. Why they are doing it? They're getting paid to do it. Like this simple concept that people will work on useless thing if they're getting paid to do it. It's like so hard to understand for so many people. Will ARM replace x86 processor? There is a good probability. Not guaranteed, but there is a good probability. There is a good probability. How is your espresso build quality? Well enough. Well enough. It's here's the deal. The build quality, how we Indians have build quality is poverty mindset. Meaning we want a car that even if we ran through a building, the building should go away, the car should be intact, and the passenger inside would be completely dead. That's the reason why cars are made like flimsy nowadays. They have to be built that way. Like there was a meme that BMW hit a bicycle and the BMW was crumpled. It was by design. There is a law in European Union that your vehicle should be safe for pedestrians, especially children. Like if children collapses in the front part, they should not be turned to dust. So that's why BMW followed that rule, and crimple zone and all that. So it breaks very easily, but again, you have higher chances of survivability. But people do not want that. It's like poor people are like, dude, if my hand breaks, if I get paralyzed, I don't mind it. I just want my car to be intact. So they were like, build quality. What's the build quality? It's like, am I in the car? Like for example, there was very viral, if I'm not mistaken, video about a individual who was in Maruti Suzuki Swift, not long one, that very long car, and he hit something and airbag did not deploy. Now I find it odd, why did not it deploy? Then I realized he said he hit something like a pole. Airbags will not deploy if you hit something like that, because there is a probability the car will come back into control, and then again there is a lot of algorithm that goes into whether to trigger airbag or not. It's not just like jerk. So it has to go through exact same way, only then airbags are helpful. Other scenarios is harmful, so it will not trigger it. Again, he was wearing a seat belt, so car went futung 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 futung, and the person was standing. Let that be very clear. The car was completely totaled, and he was like so angry. He's like, the build quality is so bad. I'm like, dude, you are physically standing in a car that went dum 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 dum. That means car did exactly what it's supposed to do. It was supposed to crumple so you survive. And I know I have a basically elder people, not elder people, I would say like 50-ish years old. They were in an accident in a vehicle, and the vehicle was not that damaged, but they were damaged. They had like very serious injury, because again, if energy is not dissipated by crumpling the metal, your body becomes the sponge of that energy. So there is a reason why we have compulsors and all that. And again, people are like, oh, it's so flimsy and all that. It's not supposed to be, I'm gonna hammer this puppy all the day. It's like, it is what it is. So I do not, I'm not that mad about the espresso car. And to what if accident happens and I die? Again, people die in, Tata cars also. People die in trains. People die in planes. People die in, Tesla. What else? Like, it is what it is. Like, I do not think too much about it. The only thing I'm truly disappointed is like it does not have a second, rear AC vent, and the fact that I cannot have like what you call rear wipers and small things. Those small things are my issue, not the car's physical thing. And yeah, mileage has been decreasing way a lot. Other than that, I'm happy with whatever else it has. Do you think starting a new religion is a good luck with that? Do you like Doraemon movie where one scientist in ASA, basically absolute intelligent robot, made a city of robots and present every human? Do you think it's possible? I do not know. Code King says, like, see, this are the things that are not worth your time. You may think you are thinking something, but all you are doing is creating chaos for here. So it's not as useful. Very easy to fool the politicians, like free energy engine running on water and blocking a radar with cloud, but it's very hard to convince them of Hyperloop, Solar Road, and yeah. You literally hit a nerve. You literally hit a very painful nerve for me. Very painful nerve. EV penetrating very slow, and no talk about series hybrid. Yeah, that's another issue. It's like we do not have any problem. Like I already made a series about like how to combat basically solving global warming, and again everything I talked about other people have already built. It's like we are messed up because we are messed up. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. We cannot fix ourselves because we are messed up, and we cannot fix ourselves because we are messed up. It's like we are stuck in that scenario, and I have no idea, no clue what to do about it. Because here's still, India has a lot of things going for it. Again, we still have a lot of bad things going for it. China has a lot of good things going for it. China has a lot of bad things going for it. And in every country, I'm seeing bad things are slowly taking over and it's just falling apart. And look into African nations. It's ironic how Africa should have been like loaded, as they say. Like the country should have been loaded. They're like, bro, we loaded, we good. But instead of that, they are like falling apart. Like South Africa is a meme at this point in time, how bad it has a control its basically economics and all that. South Africa, Namibia is like DRC, Congo Republic. What was that? Dominic Democratic Republic of Congo. Yeah, all those things. Is like you look into these. It's like, dude, you should have been loaded. Like for example, Egypt. They are going bankrupt while the government is building a new magical city, like a new city, New Cairo city. Yeah, that's the official name because they do not have a name for it. So yeah, do you think government mandated six airbags a good move, but it will make cars more expensive? See, either life is cheap or car is cheap. Make a decision. I want to go for scientific research as class 12 pass a field of astrophysics and material science. So will philosophy be very helpful in developing a scientific temper? Not really. YouTubers are nowadays uses controversy to get more attention, which helps them push polarization factor more. Yeah, that is true. That is true. But again, it also comes on to you. Like Adam Savage, individual that I respect a lot, he said something very interesting. Not your circus, not your monkey. Meaning you have to let the pen down, so to say. You have to just let it go. It's like, hey, it's not my what you call battle. If things I if I do not have direct control over it, why I am frustrating myself? Because again, it shows it improves increases the chaos of the world that we live in. It's not wise. It's like either you control it or you don't control it. If you don't control it, at least aim to be a point where you are like letting it go. Like I have to do this again. It's a bit difficult for me because I'm not as good as I need to be, but I'm trying to let go of the court case because again I do not control it. It could drag on for 5 years, it could drag on for 50 years. I do not know, nor I should care about it because again it's not under my control. So it is what it is. It's one of those things. What's your favorite sci-fi series? I would say uh, Expanse was really good. I'm enjoying Foundation, but I think it will not come this year. It will come next year. Foundation, enjoyed Star Wars, Star Trek, older ones, not new ones. New ones are garbage. Star Trek, New Generation was really good, and Star Wars, the old ones are good also. But as a specific science fiction, I'm not that interested anymore. Like I have crossed that threshold, like of entertainment and all that. I've crossed that threshold. Now my threshold is actually making a damn thing, like making things like this. That gives me more joy right now. Like there was a time where I enjoyed playing games and all that. Now I don't even think about it. So things change. Your perspective will change. Your what you're looking for will change. Power cut happened. That's why I was looking. AC went down. Yeah, one very important question I wanted to ask all of you guys to seek your opinions in that. Do you guys have worked with negative temperature coefficient resistors and its uses as a surge suppressor, so to say? Meaning, I want a way to have this resistor between the refrigerator compressor and the mains. So when refrigerator compressor turns on, this resistor will be very high value. So it will suppress the surge that happens from the basically induction of the induction motor. It will suppress it long enough and it will heat up in the process, and the motor will slow soft start, so to say, and then once it's started, then it will calm down. It's like, bro, relax. uh, it will like hopefully that should again, I looked into the refrigerators what you call a schematic diagram that is on the refrigerator itself. It does say that it has negative temperature coefficient. I maybe it may be worn down because it's 15 years old. So and again, a newer refrigerator does not have this issue because they are inverter based refrigerators, so they have soft start, so not an issue. Marriage has become a sin, but Indian parents do not understand. Again, you do not have to worry about your parents unless you are living with them. Let them go. It's as simple as that. You're just like, hey, if you force me for marriage, and again, you do not want to get married, eat out of there. It's like, I'm out. Just go make your own money. As long as you are making your own money, you have full freedom. If you are not making your own money, all the suffering that will happen into your future, you have to decide. Either fighting your parents is much easier compared to fighting in court. Talking with experience. So that it is what it is. You have to understand it. It's like don't be dependent on them. If you're not dependent on them, just let them go. It's like, hey, either you want me or you want something that I do not want. If you want something that I do not want, buy. Do not fight. Do not anger. Nothing. Just like buy. No fighting. No hate or violence. It's just like buy. It's like, hey, I am not agreeing with what you are forcing me to do. And again, given the fact, look into the more parents are forcing it, the more likely they have a miserable, what you call marriage itself. It's like nobody ever, let this be rule number one of life, nobody ever forces anyone to do something good. They will always only force the bad things. Like nobody tells you, it's like, hey man, you should do investment. Everybody tells you, hey man, you should come and drink. Nobody ever forces you to do anything good. So if they are forcing you marriage, apply the same rule and go to family court near you. So my friend get a girl all courses showed your video as not a supporter for celibacy and call himself Sigma. Not he is a supporter of celibacy now, or are you saying not? And again, it's not. Do not have people look into me. Have people look into family court that's happening. Again, I'm not truth. I'm not. I'm just someone. I'm pointing you to the truth. What is the truth? Go to family court near you. Remove everything. Remove me. I may be right. I may be wrong. Remove me from the equation. Go to the family court near you. I told my friends not to marry, but he's like, घर कौन संभालेगा? He's married December. He's in jail with his parents. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, I hope you are trolling, man. I hope you are trolling. I hope you are trolling that, he's married in December 2023. In April 2025, he is in jail with his parents. I hope you are making the story up because again, 498A, I have some experience with that. But like, you can get bail out if like little bit of what you call, if you have little bit of money and like if you have a good lawyer, you should be able to get out. So that's why I'm finding it a bit odd. It feels like you are making it up. It feels like making it up because again, I want that to be false story because if it's true, it's sad. I want it to be false. Anurag, 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 hi, hello to you too. You're a bit late, but welcome. So these things are happening right now. Right now, my primary focus is figuring out how to reduce the surge of my fridge AC compressor without resorting to buy a whole new fridge. Which I will do eventually, not right now. Eventually, that I will do that. But right now, I want a cheap solution to tame the surge. It's the best tool I have found is NTC, but I have not found any documentation where I can just use which sort of NTC I should use to, you know, NTC such inrush current limiter, so to say. Inrush current limiter. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. NTC, inrush current limiter. So if any of you have any idea and context of how these things work, do tell me. I do want to use it. And there is like there are a lot of products that are for audio industry and for quite cheap. Audio industry delayed soft starter inrush current limiter advanced, but they are used for audio industry. Apparently audio amplifiers have like a huge what you call transformers, so a lot of them have built things like that. Maybe I should try that. What do you think? I should try that. Basically they are taming the transformer inrush current, but they do not see what kind of a relay rating is. It's like a 2-second default, begin with any value by changing the timing capacitor. Country of origin, yes. Constant power on delay, guarantees the same power on delay in each person. Yes. My cousin in class 12 energy project, big fair in project is big fair wedding. He wrote reality of marriage after watching your video. Now he's had to project again after being scolded by teacher. Again, see, do not fight. That's a biggest mistake. Again, I also have done that. That's why it pisses me off when you guys do it. It's like learn from my mistake. Do not fight it. It's just like quiet. Keep it everything quiet. Like do not fight. Do not fight. That's not your job. That's not your what you call purpose in life. You want to do something, go YOLO on it. If you do not want to do it, go YOLO on it. It's like you do not have to do anything. Why Bihar has high birth rate? Do you think the family unit is still conserved in some? No, no, no. See, what you are saying, making a mistake for is like population has inertia. So if something changes, if let's say you have take 30 states, okay, and different states have different population, so smaller states will react very quickly. So let's say in 1984 poison was added, smaller state will die first, but the bigger states, you have bigger populative states, they will take much longer time to react. So it's more of like a train that is going through a station or a signal. Yeah, train going through a signal. So it will be like coach 1, coach 2. So the coaches are arranged in such a way, so the smallest the population, the quickest the response rate. Another that it will be tick 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 tick, it will be more than that. Which genset would you recommend for PG? Corostat Mahindra load is 30 kVA. 30 kVA is a lot of requirement. And again, look into the service center you have nearby. If you have like trusted people who have you installed this, ask them now. Like because here's the deal, at the end of the day, somebody has to come to service it regularly if you want this puppy to work long term. So service matters a lot more. Have you watched what if this video makes a very good video on anthropology and history. One of the best videos made about degeneracy will kill civilization. Talked about mouse utopia experiment. Yeah, those things I've seen, but see, that's the whole thing. This is what I'm trying to let go. It's like it has happened. Okay, it has happened. It's in past tense. Like when I'm talking about India, I'm talking about 1984. It has happened. I was not even born then, so it has happened. It's none of my concern anymore. It's like all I have to do is jog through my life, survive this life, have a life that I'm not resentful of or hateful of. Just have a good life. That's all I have left now. So I do not have to worry about like what's happening to the world and all that. It's none of my concern. Like again, from a scientific curiosity, I do enjoy it. I do study it and I do want to learn from it. But like I have to make sure there is a filter there where it's like, nope, Like too much data goes to emotional center. I'm trying my best to stop it. That's why I'm letting these sort of things go. It's like that's why that's the whole purpose of saying letting it go. You're not again, it's not beneficial. So either NTC thermistors application in a switch ACTC industrial motors. And everybody is showing that NTC used in rush protection. I do need this. I think this is the easiest way of getting what you call things done. There are DIN rail mounted options also, but again, I do not know how to read the specifications of it and what kind of. If any of you know how to do the maths of it or any source material where I can find meanwhile in rush current limiting series, it would be really helpful. I don't need that. No, his sister got bailed 2 days ago because she's not living with them, but no mercy for the husband. Fact, it's my friend on election duty from February, so filed divorce case in mental cruelty also. Shit. I hope you are lying. I hope. I truly hope you are lying. But again, to be fair, he committed the sin of marriage, so I can't blame him. I can't claim, oh no, why I'm saying blame. I cannot claim that he was innocent. Like, he did commit sin of marriage, so what else did you expect? Like, that's why I say do not listen to me. Do not, take preachings or things of that nature. Just go to family court near you. Just near you. Not far, just near you. That would be, oof, that's painful. Yeah, that's painful. That's painful. But such is life. Such is life. That's why, like, oh, and again, this is one thing that you must understand. As a single individual, if you're not married and all that, you please must develop a sort of a second life, so to say, where you do things. For example, reading books, building hobbies. You must have something to occupy yourself. If you do not, emotions may override your primary consciousness and bad things will happen. And again, there is a reason why we have a saying in Hindi, "Khali ka ghar खाली दिमाग शैतान का घर." Like, empty head is a devil's advocate. So that's the whole point. If a genset is 10 kVA unit, does it mean according to power factor point 8 output will be 8 kVA, not 8 kVA, 8 kW. It will be 8 kW at 100% capacity. 8 kW. Did you see the latest Electro Boom video on Parvin? Yeah, the guy is like, yeah, it was not that interesting. Again, not the video. It's like, it's just like somebody trolling, and another one is like, why this is a troll? It's like, like I reached a point where it's like, if people wants to be stupid, people are like free energy generator. I'm not joking. This happened. Somebody paid a news channel to go there, and they were, seeing the rooftop machine that was free energy generator. I was like, it was so annoying. But to be fair, how can I be mad given the fact that BBC is the biggest problem in this, because BBC had once that ran that news of that flywheel energy generation. Everybody is that if you committed the sin of marriage, only solution is like follow my life is that surrender to your wife, do not open your mouth, just keep it quiet. But here's the deal, that could also backfire. More than enough men exist, that backfired. And that also has a very serious penalty of your wife might lose respect for you, might bring someone else's child in your life. Then what? That's why I'm saying, like, giving up and a surrender, more than enough people have tried that. It does not work in long term. But again, I do understand your position. If you have already done it, there is nothing much to do afterwards. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You just let it go. That's why, like, that's not an option. That's not an option. Even in India, it's like she can legally bring someone else's child to you, and you have to pay for it for 18 years. And again, government may not even allow you to get a divorce. She will take all the money, all the property, and she will not even get a divorce. It's like, and again, I just love how judges said it. It's like, "Yeah, I will not give you divorce." I'm like, but such is life. Such is life. Such is life. So yeah, this is my request to all of you guys. If you guys know any way of using NTCs as a surge protector and what sort of mathematics should be used, please do tell me. I would love to know, and it would be really helpful to suppress the surge of my refrigerator, because while buying a new refrigerator is expensive, and that's my aim. Do you think America is in the decline and they will get weakened internally over time? They already are. They're the only reason why they are still intact is because they are the brain drain of the world. Basically, everybody wants to go there. From Nepal, from India, from Pakistan, from Europe, everybody is going there. From Australia, from South Africa, Elon Musk is from South Africa. So everybody is going there. So they do not have to worry about short term. Short term wise, they do not have to worry about it. But in long term, they will have to worry about it. If all the property is in parents' name, wife can't take your money. Yeah, do not believe in that sort of bullshit. Please talk to a lawyer. Please talk to a lawyer. Those things do not work. Those things do not work because she has to have a right of stay legally, meaning your parents cannot kick her out. So surge protector equals circuit breaker. No, no, no. Hey, I think somebody asked this in my Hindi channel also. No. So circuit breaker is this. This is a fuse replacement. Surge protector is not that. Surge protector is if you have something random, like let's say lightning happens and very high power surge happens, this becomes a tap. Basically, it does not matter. It happens in neutral line or basically live line. It will dump all that energy through the surge protector using earthing basically. It will yeet all the energy to earthing. Benefit of that is that it can basically protect your circuitry without turning it off. If you look into your substation poles, they also have this bigger version of this. So lightning, if it happens, it will directly divert all the energy, that surge that happened, directly to ground before it destroys anything. And this in principles are much faster acting compared to this one. So like this puppy is designed for, Veristos is designed for 20 kilo amp. 20 kilo amp. These puppies are designed, and in terms of voltage, 1 kilovolt. You can see like these things are designed to tame some serious power. I'm going to give a presentation on population collapse in the school. They're going to use your video about no, don't use my video, make your own. And again, I have shared enough data points, and again, if you know what you're looking for, you can find governmental data sets. Use that. That's far more effective. Do not use me as an authority. Use government data itself to show. Do not use me for that. Okay, so 1 hour is up. So this was a kind of calm live stream, and I do urge any of you, if you know any tool or any video tutorial of using NTC as a surge protector, please do help me with that. And I was using mug structures instead of doing it only carrying marks. Yeah, that happens. That was also my experience. Anyway, I will see you guys next week, and again tomorrow is gonna be a short day. So anyways, I will see you guys in the next series. Bye.